And back to North Carolina for the 2022 Golf Croquet National Championships. Of the 15 or 20 clubs west of Asheville in the mountains, 4 have gotten together to host these nationals. Sapphire Valley, Chattooga, High Hampton, and today Hamptons Falls are putting on this tournament. We'll zoom into Hamptons Falls, and you can see they have a gorgeous croquet lawn to the left of the parking lot there. Has its own clubhouse. It handles 2 courts, and this is how it looks from Brian Hovis's drone the morning of the semifinals. Sherif Abdelwahab beat Blake Fields 2-0, and Matthew Essick beat Tom Balding 2-1. So now those two meet in the final later the same day when the shadows are gone. It's a little cloudier. That white tent on court 1 is where Brian is set up, and Paul will be over by the clubhouse. This again is the USCA Golf Croquet National Championships in May of 2022. Takes a crowd to put this on. Jeff Sue is the tournament director, ably assisted by Eileen Sue and by Michael Albert. Michael is the tournament manager, and again, the videographers are Brian with some assistance from Paul on this one. This event and this channel are both sponsored by the United States Croquet Association, where you can get everything you need to know about this great sport of ours, whether it's golf croquet, AC, U.S. rules, or even 9-wicket. And now we'll let your tournament director, Jeff Sue, introduce the finalists.
And then our championship singles final will feature the 4-time singles champion, Sherif Abdelwahab. Five times. Against the defending singles champion, Matthew Essick. This will be best of 3 games. No time limit.
This is such a special pairing. Once and future giants in the game of croquet. I think Sherif has 21 national championships, but as Jeff said, 4 in golf croquet. He has 1 in U.S. rules and 1 in 9-wicket of all things. But he's never won AC for some reason. Matthew, of course, is the defending champion. He has 6 national championships, all in the last 3 years. And he was second in the AC Worlds to Reg Bamford a couple of years ago. These two have the highest dynamic grades of the players at this tournament, pretty much validating the rating system. He's not setting up so he can make the hoop. He's setting up to force yellow to clear him so that yellow can't set up. There's very little setup and hope with these guys. because they have to assume that any clearance shot that is taken will be hit. In here, red is wired from blue, but he can't just set up with red and hope that yellow will clear blue because he knows black is going to clear yellow. So he has to try to block black shot on yellow. He couldn't do that again in 100 tries. Sherif wins the toss and holds the advantage. This clubhouse area is ideal for watching croquet. They don't just clear, they decide where they want to put the ball that they're clearing. In this case, trying to put black where it's wired from yellow. I find this next sequence fascinating. Maybe one of these guys, or Jeff or Ben or even Chris Clark, will comment if they watch this video. These guys do lots of little gentle promotions of partner around the hoop, but they don't very often do long promotions of partner because that requires that this shot be perfect. A 9 or 10 foot Croquet that puts blue in shooting position at hoop 4 is a low percentage shot, and it frequently leaves black off in the woods someplace. So blue effectively gets to skip a turn, has a hoop shot, but if he misses it, red's going to score the hoop. And because yellow's in great shape, if blue instead clears red, then the pressure's on black to clear yellow or lose the hoop. So a good part of the time, all this does is delay getting both your balls to the next hoop. But if you can handle the requisite 2 perfect shots in a row, then go for it. Nobody's better at 90-foot clearances than Matthew, but I'm fascinated by his positional tactics. Here, red doesn't have a hoop shot, so he's just going to put it where blue gains little or nothing by clearing it, and red's still in great defensive position. And Sherif, who hits it harder than anybody most of the time, is especially fond of these delicate little blocking maneuvers. Brian will be back from the hospital shortly. Matthew marked black in, but it's still an outside agency until its turn comes up. And because black was an outside agency, I think yellow should be marked in where it would have gone out had black not been there. That portion of the rule book is fascinating reading.
Danger coming your way, guys. You ready, Sherif? All right.
He's trying to just bump black in behind the hoop so that it's wired from red. And well, he should have. Low angle, reasonably short shot. Clearance doesn't help much, so a block makes sense. And ever the entertainer, Sherif has to do a jump shot here so as not to promote yellow. I don't think the hammer was really necessary, but it sure is fun to watch. David Bent loves to do that. And because yellow is so hampered by the hoop, there's a bunch of things that can go wrong here. So he needs a referee. And unquestionably, the only person qualified to referee the singles championship is your tournament director, who's also the tournament referee. And he's the Class 1 referee in golf croquet, AC, and U.S. rules. Double tap and beveled edge are probably the most common faults in this situation. He's not calling for a referee, he's calling for a hoop adjustment. Initially, I gave a long, detailed explanation of how he wanted the hoop driven in harder so the blue ball wouldn't lose any energy going through it and would get all the way down to hoop 10 because he needed to make 2 hoops in a row. Then I realized, wait a minute, he's playing red. All he wants is the top of the hoop leveled out because the left side's a little high. Sometimes I have to call Brian Hovis to figure out what really happened. So with authoritative hoop shooting, a little calculated risk taking, Sherif puts the hammer down and takes game 1 7-2. Give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when game 2 is coming out.